everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you a super cute little snowman. He's got cute little boots, got little reindeer antlers for his arms. If you want to know how to make this little guy, stick around. I'll show you how. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And be sure to give me a thumbs up because it really does help my channel. Thank you. Okay, for this one, I'm going to use 2 of the Dollar Tree carvable pumpkins in white. Now, if you can't find these, you can take 2 large styrofoam balls and just cut the bottom and the top off so that they're flat. Go ahead and remove the toothpicks out of them. And then we're going to take some fleece fabric, the stretchy side right there, and we're going to lay these inside of here, go around it because you want it to kind of be tight. So pull it up there till you have maybe a ½ inch on each side. And then we're going to glue that together and we're going to stretch it over the top part of these pumpkins. And you want to make sure that the stretchy side is the side that is the shorter side. And I don't know how long I made this, but just put your pumpkins in there and you can kind of gauge because we're going to go ahead and glue the bottom and the top edge together. And then just make sure you have enough that you have overhang. And then just go ahead and glue down one side and make sure that this gets glued together well because we are going to turn it right side out and stretch it over the pumpkins. Next, we're going to take a 1/4 inch dowel stick and sharpen both sides, and that's a 1/4 by 6. And then you're just going to push it down into the center of each of these pumpkins just to make sure that they stay lined up. Then we're going to take them back apart and we're going to glue them together. This will keep them from shifting in your fabric. You want them to stay straight. Okay, next go ahead and pull your fabric on down over your pumpkins, and you want to make sure that you have equal amounts on both ends. We're going to take a string and tie it tight around the center just to separate the 2 pumpkins, just to give it the definition. And then pull the top part up and we're just going to cut it off. And we're going to start gluing this together here in a second. We're just going to kind of keep cutting it off until we get it short enough to where we still have fabric showing at the top. And we're going to cover all this up with a little circle here in a little bit as well. Just make sure that you don't cut off so much that you can't pull the centers together. And then just start gluing it together. And try to get as many of the wrinkles out as you can. So go ahead and stretch it pretty good, but then we are going to cover it up here in a little bit. And you're going to keep trimming off until you don't have so much bulk on top and bottom. And we're going to do this for the bottom as well. And that fleece, it stretches pretty good, so you can get those wrinkles pretty close to being gone. You just don't want them to be seen from the sides. And go ahead and flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing for the bottom. Just try to cut as much fabric off as you can, but you want to make sure you still have enough to go in the center. And I'm just putting a rubber band around the top just to kind of pull it up to go ahead and cut it off. Kind of helped a little bit more. And just do the same thing like you did on the top. Next, I just took 2 little circles out of some white felt, and I'm just gluing it on the top and the bottom. Just kind of finish those areas out. I got these little shoes on Amazon, and I'm going to cover them up with some fabric. I got a pattern for you in the description below. If you don't want to use those, you can add a 3rd pumpkin and eliminate the feet. But just go ahead and cut your fabric, and we are cutting this out of felt. I'm just using some black felt, and I'm just going to cut. This is the toe part of the pattern, and then we're going to cut it. We're going to cover the rest of it with black as well. And then we're just going to start right at the very tip toe of the shoe. And we're going to glue it down and we're going to start stretching it to the sides. Just get that toe part glued in first and let it dry really good. And then you can come back in and start pulling the rest of it around. And if you get a little buckling around the edge, don't worry about it because we are going to come back in and put some trim around it. And these will be tight, but you want them to be tight. That way you won't have any wrinkles in them. And then we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut 2 little slits on both sides to finish wrapping it around. Okay, we're going to pull the tongue back a little bit and we're going to glue right there on top. And then go ahead and stretch your two sides on around to the sides. For the heel, we're going to take a piece of fabric that's 5.5 by 3.5. Just find your center point and we're just going to glue it right into the center of the back. And then you're going to go ahead and glue it all the way around to both sides. And then go ahead and glue up both sides as well. And then around the bottom, we're taking a 1-inch strip. I think it's by like 11.5. I'm going to trim it off, but just make sure you get enough just to go all the way around the shoe. And I'm just going to start in the very back, and then I'm just going to kind of stretch it as I go along. Just kind of covering up that edge. And I didn't end up putting anything on the bottom of my shoes. You can go back and put a sole if you want to, but I did not. And these little shoes, you could use these for a lot of different gnomes. And then you're going to make the other shoe exactly the same way as you did this one. Top part of the boot, we're taking a piece of fabric that's 8 inches by 3 inches, and we're going to wrap it around so that it comes to the side. We're going to put 2 little buttons on each side. So when you do the other shoe, you want to make sure that you have it on the opposite side. Just kind of pull it to the side and we're going to glue it down. And then just go ahead and pull the other side over and we're just going to overlap it and glue it in as well. And then we're just going to put 2 little buttons on this side. Just kind of make sure you do have it lined up pretty straight. Then I'm just adding 2 3/4-inch buttons on each side. Just one down at the bottom and then one kind of at the top. You want to just cut some 1/2-inch slits all the way around, and we're going to glue this to the top. That'll finish that shoe out and you won't see all that once we get it attached to our snowman. Just kind of make sure that you pull it all in there together and get it glued in good. And then you're going to do your other shoe exactly the same way as you did this one. Next, we're going to take 2 dowel sticks that are 1/4 inch by 6 inch, sharpen both ends, and we're just going to stick these down inside of our shoes. And I'm just sharpening those with a pencil sharpener. Then you're going to find 2 sides opposite of each other, and that's where we're going to actually take another dowel stick and poke our hole through. And then we're going to take our dowel sticks back out and we're going to glue them in because they are moving. So make sure you do glue those in. Next, go ahead and test fit them up inside of your snowman. Make sure he stands up good. And then we're going to go ahead and pull them back out and we're going to glue them in. So I'm just going to take 2 1-inch buttons and I'm just going to glue them to the front of his body. Just kind of make sure you get them lined up good. Okay, next I got a little black hat. It's a 5-inch hat and I'm just going to glue it to the top. Now I bought these on Amazon. I'll give you the link for them, but you can also get these at Hobby Lobby. They also have 5-inch hats there too. Now I'm going to take 2 little wiggly eyes that I got at Hobby Lobby and I'm just going to attach them to the front. And I'm going to use E6000 glue instead of hot glue because I don't want it melting my eyes. Just kind of get them lined up how you want them. And then I'm going to take 2 little eyebrows that I cut out of craft foam, and I've given you the pattern for those in the description below as well in both PDF and SVG, and you're just going to glue them right over the top part of his eyes. Okay, next for his arms, I got these little reindeer antlers at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to spray paint them with a clear matte finish. Now, you don't have to use these. You could use sticks if you wanted to. And then I'm just going to put them in on both sides of his body. And I sprayed them with clear because I don't like glitter everywhere, and these had glitter on them. Okay, then go ahead and take them back out and go ahead and glue them in. For his nose, I'm just going to take a 5/8 inch ball of oven baked clay, roll it up, and then I'm just going to roll the very tip part out so it comes to a point, kind of making it like a little carrot. And then going to flatten the bottom of it. And then we're going to take a sharpened dowel stick. We're going to cut it to about maybe 1.5 inches. And that's how we're going to attach this to his face. And you're going to bake that for 20 minutes at 275 degrees. So just go ahead and push it right into the bottom and then go ahead and bake it. And then you're going to have to glue the stick in later, but I baked it on the stick. Okay, for his mouth, I just took some craft foam and cut it into the shape of a mouth, and I've given you the pattern for that in the description below as well. Just kind of get it lined up, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the tip while I'm holding it so I can keep it in the same place that I wanted to make it in the first place. And then come to the opposite side, and you can glue the rest of it in. Okay, and to attach his nose, you were just going to go ahead and glue that dowel stick inside of that little nose, and then go ahead and glue it into his face. I don't know what happened on the video on that, but I don't have it. Next, I'm going to take a little corncob pipe that I got at Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to cut a little slit into the side of his mouth, and that's where I'm going to attach it. And I'm going to glue that in as well. Next, for his scarf, I'm taking a 2.5 by 28 inch piece of fabric, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue up all 4 sides, the 2 long sides and the 2 short sides, just to like a 1/4 inch hem. Then leaving 6 inches open on each end, we're just going to glue over, just fold it in half and glue it together. Now you want to leave 6 inches open on both ends. And then we're just going to tie it around his neck, and then the open ends, we're going to overlap them and glue those together. Just kind of pull it up there onto the side, and then take those 2 flaps, and we're just going to glue those down together. And I'm just going to attach a little wreath that I got at Michael's just to the top part of his hat. Okay, this guide turned out so super cute. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it.